A lot of people have a love and hate relationship when it comes to eBay. It is undeniably one of the biggest online buying and selling platforms, but whilst it's possible to pick up bargains, it's also easy to fall victim to scams and dishonest sellers. This is certainly the case when it comes to buying watches. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I do fancy myself as a bit of a wheeler and dealer when it comes to buying watches on eBay. I've been buying and selling on eBay for over 15 years, so I have learned a thing or two along the way. If you have watched some of my previous videos, you will know that I've bought quite a few watches on eBay so far this year. In this video, I'm going to show you how to master the art of bagging a bargain on eBay. I'm going to give you the keys to the Lamborghini. It would be great if money wasn't a factor when it comes to watch collecting, but unfortunately it matters, and it matters a lot, especially on the more affordable end of the market. Here are my top 10 tips for bagging a bargain on eBay. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Number 1. Know what you want. This is the golden rule of any watch buying mission. This applies whether you are buying a watch at an authorised dealer, or online, or on eBay. Don't be tempted to buy stuff for the sake of it, or you might just end up with a heap of junk. Do your research and be sure before you make the final leap. Number 2. Use safe searches. eBay allows you to save a search using keywords and other search filters. This way, when you open the eBay app on your phone or load eBay on your web browser, you will see when new items have been listed that match your search terms. It is perfect if you know exactly what you are looking for. If a watch is listed for a cheap price, it won't last very long, so being able to jump on a great deal as quickly as possible is essential. Number 3. Check out completed listings. Knowing the going rate is very important. You can search completed listings and see what items have sold for in the past. The final sale price can vary wildly due to the condition, age and other factors, but completed listings are a good indicator of the true value of a watch. The watch dealers, flippers and price gougers will list watches for higher prices, but that doesn't mean that they will ever sell for those prices. Don't be fooled. Number 4. Look out for poor quality listings. Some sellers are dumb or lazy or both. A misspelt title may make a listing harder to find, which will affect the final sale price. A vague description will put off a lot of buyers. If a description is vague, try asking for more information. If there is only one photograph or the photographs are poor quality, ask for more. Not every seller knows how to use eBay properly, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are a bad seller. Number 5. Send offers or message sellers. A lot of sellers will tick the best offer feature on listings. This is great for buyers and sellers alike because you can negotiate a deal. Try sending an offer. The worst that can happen is a rejection or no response at all. If the listing is an auction with a low starting price, try messaging the seller and asking them if they have a price in mind. Often you will get the brush off, but sometimes the seller will be willing to strike a deal. I did this with my Timex Mark 1 mechanical. I paid £70, whereas I had seen them sell for £150 plus a few weeks and months beforehand. Chances are if the auction had been allowed to run, it would have ended up much higher than £70. The funny thing is, I got the impression afterwards I could have nabbed it even cheaper if I had been a bit more cheeky. Number 6. Set a price limit. Know how much you want to pay and don't deviate. The value of a watch is subjective. What the seller thinks it's worth is really irrelevant. What other buyers or collectors think it's worth is irrelevant. If the price isn't right, let it go and wait for the next one. This watch, for example, retailed at £390. Is it worth almost double? No, not for me. Number 7. Snipe. Sniping is the practice of putting an auction bid in at the very last second, hoping to pip another buyer to the post. I was bidding on a Vostok Amphibia recently and made the rookie mistake of entering my top bid early on, and lo and behold the watch sold for just a couple of pounds more. Oh, what could have been? Instead of bidding early and letting other buyers work out your best price, wait till the last second, and enter your best price and hope for the best. Of course, other buyers may do the same, but this is your best bet. Number 8, combined shipping or deals. If a seller has multiple watches you like, try to negotiate a deal on that basis. A lot of sellers will make a deal for multiple items because of the ease of shipping items together and the cost saving of combining shipping. Number 9, patience is a virtue. eBay is set up to excite buyers, to make them compete with each other. Don't get carried away. You may see a rare watch pop up for the first time in ages, but the price is high. Remember, there will always be another opportunity to get a deal. Don't be afraid to walk away if the price is too high. Being impulsive often means paying over the odds, or worse still, ending up with buyer's remorse. Number 10, be polite. It doesn't hurt to be respectful in your interactions with other people. Being courteous to sellers goes a long way when trying to make a deal. Say hello, introduce yourself, and remember to treat people how you would like to be treated. We may forget from time to time due to the impersonal nature of social media and the internet in general, but there is another person on the other end. Of course, there are pitfalls when it comes to eBay, and I would be foolish not to mention them. Number 1, watch out for fakes. eBay is not immune from the scourge that is fake watches, but there are some steps you can take to avoid the fakes. Refer back to step 1. Do your research. Know what to look for with a particular watch. Check out the seller's feedback. Do they have a good track record? To be honest, I will only buy cheaper watches on eBay. Sometimes paying extra for peace of mind is worth it. If something looks too good to be true, then walk away and wait for another opportunity. eBay does offer an authentication service for watches valued above a certain amount, but you shouldn't rely on it alone. You need to do the work yourself. Number 2, beware of vintage watches. eBay is full of vintage watches, and they can seem like real bargains, but they are not always what they seem. A lot of sellers will claim that their vintage watch is all original, but many will have been serviced with non-original parts, redialed or polished to make them appear new. These are not necessarily bad things in of themselves, but dishonesty is most definitely a bad thing. Again, refer back to step 1. Do your research. It will save a lot of time and heartache later down the road. This also applies to modded watches. Be careful. Number 3, use protection. If a watch isn't as described, if you receive a different watch than the one advertised, if the watch is fake, don't be afraid to use the buyer protection. eBay massively favours buyers in disputes, so don't let dodgy sellers get away with it. Of course, you should give sellers the opportunity to resolve any problems. Mistakes do happen, but if the seller doesn't play ball, then use the buyer protection. So there we have it. Those are my top tips for bagging a bargain on eBay. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you know of any other tips or tricks that are useful? That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.